I bow to God. I bow to the saints and sages of all the religions. I bow to the lineage of Kriya Yoga masters. I bow to my Gurudev, Baba Hari Harananda ji, and I bow to my Guruji, Baba Pragyanananda ji. And I bow to the living power of God abiding within you all. So today we shall continue the topic of Navadha Bhakti, which we started last time. So we will continue that topic. But before I start, let me sing two prayers, very appropriate for this talk. I'm not very good at singing, so bear with me. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva tvameva bandhu cha sakha tvameva tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. O God and Gurus, you are my mother, you are my father, you are my brother, you are my companion, you are my wealth, you are my intellect and memory, you are everything to me. Kayena vacha manasendriyarva buddhyatmana va prakrute svabhavat karomi yat yat sakalam parasmai Narayanaye Samarpayami. Narayanaye Samarpayami. Srimannarayanaye Samarpayami. Whatever you do, whatever activities you do with your body, with your speech, with your mind, with your sense organs, with your intellect, and with your natural tendencies, I dedicate all my activities to Supreme Almighty Lord. Last time we discussed Navadha Bhakti, the 9 steps to realize or to perceive the supreme divine love. We talked about Sabri, a tribal young lady who was getting married, and they were in the forest. They were cooking food, killing all the animals, and when she saw that, she could not bear that sight. She ran away from that, and she went to a hermitage of a sage. Here she stayed there and started serving that sage. She served him for a number of years, and then when there was time for the sage to leave his body, he told her that Lord Rama will personally come and visit you. Since that day, she was every day waiting for Lord Rama to come. Every day she will clean the floor of the ashram. She will clean the passage leading to the ashram, and she will prepare food for Lord Rama. Like this, she was doing each and every day. Months and years passed. From a young tribal lady, she became a very old lady. And then Lord Rama came to her. And to reward her patience, because she patiently waited for many, many years. So to reward her patience, he taught her 9 steps to supreme divine love. So these 9 steps are very beautifully narrated by Saint Tulsidas in Ramcharitmasana. Now, The first step we discussed that is to keep the company of saints and sages, because our minds are polluted from many, many past incarnations. We have many negative qualities, desires, ambitions. So our minds are impure. So when we remain in the company of godless masters and saints and sages, they are full of love. Their heart is full of love. They are compassionate. So they can kindle the desire for divine love within us. It is possible to develop the supreme divine love just by remaining in the company of godless masters. Gurudev used to say that a moment's company of godless master can enable you to cross the worldly ocean. And second step is to listen to the story of those who have experienced divine love. So this kindle, this flame of uh, supreme love is kindle more, enhance more by listening to the story of those souls who know nothing but supreme divine love. Third was service to the Guru without a trace of ego. Spiritual path is not easy and we need help and guidance. So these godless masters have already walked on this difficult path. So they can help, guide, and alert the his disciples on the spiritual path. Fourth one was seeing the glory of God and become free from hypocrisy. Narada, in his aphorism, says that just by singing and listening to the glory of God, one can find Him. So now, is it really necessary to sing the glory of God? Does God want this praise? God doesn't want our praise. But when we sing the glory of God, the, the divine love, our heart is filled with divine love. So prayer also falls under this category, and God is continuously singing in our ears, that continuous divine sound to make our minds calm, peaceful, and quiet. So during meditation, we should listen to that divine, continuous divine sound. The next one is chanting the name of God with firm belief and faith. Many religions practice chanting as a spiritual discipline. Hindus, Muslims, Christians, they all have rosary and they prescribe chanting as the spiritual discipline. Yogis say that and chanting means japa, or so we chant mantra or japa, do the japa. The yogis say that there is one mantra which is chanted by everybody, and that is ajapa gayatri or ajapa japa. So our breath is ajapa mantra. So if we watch our breath, then we are doing japa continuously. Now the sixth one is regulate your lifestyle and follow a special ideal. So to have a discipline and self-control, not to engage in too many activities, and always following our dharma is the sixth step on the path of divine love. And spiritual path is slippery. It is not very easy. The Katha Upanishad, the spiritual, in Katha Upanishad, the spiritual path is described as a sharp razor's edge. So we need to exercise a lot of control and self-discipline. Lord Rama says that self-control depends on two factors. One, achara, our habit, and vichara, our thoughts. What kind of thoughts come in our mind? We have to think about that. And to control our mind and control our sense organs, we can do it two ways. First, prayer and meditation, and use the prayer and meditation to to love and serve God. So now this was the sixth step. Now, so we discuss until 6 steps. So now step number 7 is says that perceive God's presence pervading the universe and to accept the saints greater than me. This is what Lord Rama says, that accept the saints greater than me. So God is omnipresent. We should try to perceive the presence of God in the everywhere in the entire universe. We cannot separate uh, waves from ocean. We cannot separate gold from the gold ornaments. In this universe, there is nothing that is non-God. Everything we see, there is God in there. In the scriptures, it is described that having created the entire universe, God penetrated everywhere in the universe. Even a leaf cannot fall down from the tree without the knowledge of God, because God's consciousness is everywhere. Remember one thing, that God is present everywhere. And God is formless. God has no form. He is supreme, infinite consciousness. God is peace, calmness. God is pure divine love. God is joy. God is happiness. And God is bliss for eternity. Now, we have come from God. So we want this everlasting joy and happiness. It is within us, whether we consciously know or not, because we have come from God. So that deep desire, which may be very dim and not known to us, but that is within us all. We do not know how to reach that state of everlasting joy and happiness. So we try to find happiness the easiest way we can. Easiest way to find happiness in this world is through worldly objects. But whatever we enjoy in this world, that gives us happiness, but it is only temporary happiness, because we enjoy this world with our mind and sense organs. And whatever we enjoy with mind and sense organs can never be permanent, because it is very nature of the mind to be restless. It is very nature of the mind not to be satisfied with anything. So whatever we enjoy, all the objects, we will not be permanently satisfied. Only God gives us permanent happiness forever, for eternity. But God is not in the mind. God is beyond mind. God is in that extreme silence, beyond mind, beyond thoughts, beyond sense organs. So when we go beyond mind, we can find God. So, and God is everywhere. So wherever you go, there is presence of God. It is said that if you cannot see God in everybody, then you cannot see God at all. Because God's presence is in everybody. We have different bodies, different minds, but the same soul is within all of us, and we are all connected by the same energy. So the supreme knowledge when we get, we realize, we experience that nothing exists in this infinity except God, and that is me. That is the supreme knowledge. And, and that if we cannot feel, so that is why if we cannot feel the presence of God anywhere in this universe, then we cannot see God at all. And then Rama says that accept the saints greater than me. Now, in the scriptures, there's a story that there was a disciple, and he one day he goes to his guru and tells him that I want to see Lord Krishna. Can you take me to him? Guru saw, and Guru knew that disciple is very sincere in his practice. So he said, okay, I'll take you to Lord Krishna. So then he takes him to Lord Krishna and says, here is Lord Krishna, now bow to him. So the disciple was about to bow Lord Krishna, and then Lord Krishna says, no, don't bow to me first. You have to bow to your guru first, because if your guru had not brought you to me, you would not have come to me. So guru is much more important, and that's why Rama says that accept saints greater than me. In another scripture, it is said that if God is unhappy with us, our guru can intervene and save us. But if our guru is unhappy with us, God cannot do anything. So saint and sages, particularly godless masters, are that important. Now the eighth step is always be happy and content. And even while you dream, do not blame or find fault in others. So a state of equanimity should be maintained in pleasure and pain, in good and bad, in cold and heat. We should not be affected either by blame or praise. Even Lord Jesus and Lord Rama or Lord Krishna, particularly Lord Krishna, Lord Jesus and Lord Krishna, they were blamed, and they were misunderstood during their lifetimes. So we should not find fault in others. Rather than we should look at our own faults and try to correct our own faults. If somebody points out what we have done wrong, then we should be grateful to that person. Sharda Devi, the divine consort of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, used to say, don't look for faults in other people. Finding faults in other people is the job of godless masters. So Guruji, one day was telling that some of his disciples came to him one day, and they told him that when they live with some person or remain in contact with some person for a longer time, they see their faults, they see their negative qualities. So what to do about this thing? So Guruji says, pray to God. Pray to God from bottom of your heart. Oh God, why I am seeing all these things in my different people? I am not here to find fault in others. I am here to find some peace, some happiness, and some love. So please make me free from these negative qualities. Make me free from this negative quality. Instead, help me uh, find some peace and happiness in my life. So that's why we should not see, because if we see the fault in others and not in us, then life becomes very unhappy, and it never we can never reach our highest goal of self-realization. So Guruji says that one way uh, is to observe silence. When we observe silence, it makes us free from many negative qualities. God's love is manifested more in our lifetime during silence. So when we enter into the inner temple of silence, our inner chamber of our own true self, our heart is filled with love and devotion. And why it is so? Because when we go into complete silence, mind is free from thoughts. And in this silence, we can feel the presence of God because it is beyond thoughts, beyond mind, beyond everything. So we see, feel the presence of God. And what is God? God is love, pure, infinite, divine love. So then our heart will be filled with love and devotion. Silence also brings vigor and vitality in every aspect of our life. But unfortunately, most of the people in this world do not realize the true value of observing silence, and they waste a lot of time and energy in using their tongue. Um, when we use our tongue, when we talk, our minds are very restless. You may know about crocodile. Crocodile, if you look at him, he is very still. If you look at him, you may think that he's dead, but he's actually very still and looking for the prey. When he sees the prey, he jumps over it and grabs the prey. So why is so still? Because his mind is very peaceful and calm. And his mind is calm and peaceful because he takes very feeble breath. They say that he takes only 4 breaths per minute. And that stillness of the breath is reflected in the stillness of his mind, and stillness of the mind is reflected in the stillness of the body. So, and our mind is not still calm if we are talking too much, when we use our tongue too much. So inner silence is only possible when we have thorough control on our tongue while talking and eating, because tongue is used for 2 purposes, talking and eating. So when we have thorough control on our tongue while talking and eating, then we can experience that inner silence. And that inner silence, there is God there. There is pure joy, happiness, bliss in that inner silence. That is why it is very important to observe inner silence. Guruji recommends that everybody should pick one day in a week and observe silence. And we know ourselves from his own personal example. He has shown us that, how important observing the silence is, because he, for past a number of years, he's observing silence. He's not talking. And it gives us vigor and vitality in every aspect of our life. And meditation is the real way of walking on the path of silence. Because when we meditate, we try to focus, concentrate at one point. And that's where we are trying to go into silence. Otherwise, mind will be restless. So meditation is a very good way to practice the silence. And once we enter the inner temple of silence, slowly, gradually, our life is transformed with spiritual beauty. Rama also encourages us not to find faults in others. He says he's encouraging us not to find fault in others even while we dream. So during our dream, we use our subtle body, and dreams are not usually under the control of most of the people. But a person with God-oriented lifestyle can have peaceful and pleasant dreams. Now, next step, the last one, which says that to be pure and simple, fully dependent on God, always cheerful at heart, and devoid of all narrowness. This is the ninth step. So Rama indicated that the ninth step on the path of divine love can only be attained by a simple person who is free from hypocrisy and deceit, whose life is whose life depends entirely on God, and who spends all the activities in God consciousness. In the path of love, there is no outward show. The inside and outside are transparent like a crystal. Now, most of the people, they wear mask. They show themselves to be very different than what they are inside. And that is not the quality you want to have if you want to reach that highest state of happiness. Uh, we can take the example of Ramakrishna Paramhans. Ramakrishna Paramhans was very simple, like a child. He was not very educated. He could hardly sign his name. So one day, Naren, his disciple, who later became famous Ramakrishna Paramhans, he became famous Swami Vivekananda. So one day, Naren was very young, at about 18 years of age. He goes to Ramakrishna Paramhans. The Ramakrishna Paramhans was devotee of Mother Kali, Divine Mother. So he goes to him and he asks him that why this Mother Kali is your mother? Because this temple is about 30-year-old. So Mother Kali is 30-year-old. The sculptor who made the statue of Divine Mother, who is 50-year-old, and you are 40-year-old. The sculptor is 50-year-old. He can be father of Mother, Divine Mother. But how can she be your mother because you are older than him? So Ramakrishna Paramhans listened to him very patiently, and then he says, "No, she's still my Divine Mother. But for your sake, if you want to know, tonight I'll talk to her, ask her that why you are my Divine Mother." So Vivekananda was very happy that, today I'm becoming superior to my guru, and he will not be finding answer to this. That with that thought he went. Next day when Vivekananda Naren came to him, he told Naren that I talked to my Divine Mother. And Divine Mother told me that tell Naren that I'm not only your Divine Mother, I'm also the Divine Mother of the sculptor, I'm also the Divine Mother of Naren, and the Divine Mother of all those people who are already born. And I'm also the Divine Mother of all those souls who are not born yet. So, and because Ramakrishna Paramahansa was so simple, inside, outside was same, he was like a child. So he could reach that highest state of realization, even though he's not educated. And they just said, that, when he was debating with the scholars of scriptures, he would defeat them in the debate. Now, these were scholars of scriptures. Ramkrishna Paramahansa could not read any scriptures because he was not educated. Still, he could defeat them because where that knowledge came from to him, it came from God. The knowledge in the scripture is also from God. So, inside and outside should be the same. Again, why? Because we can fool people in the external world by wearing our mask, by showing ourselves different than what we are inside. But nothing can be hidden from God. God knows every thought that is passing through our mind. Nothing is, we cannot hide anything from God. So what is the goal of spiritual life? Goal is to be straight, simple, open in our outlook, in our understanding, and in our behavior like a child. Everybody loves a child. All the children are beautiful because they reflect divinity. Now, what happens that child is very innocent, and I do not know whether you have noticed or not, but if you see or meet any God realized master, like Gurudev or Guruji, you can see that at times they just behave like a child. They are so innocently behaving. They can become firm when they want to, but many times they behave like a child, very innocent, like childlike. Now, but what happens in most of the people that as the child grows, the pressure from environment, the peer group, the pressure from all the past tendencies and propensities come into play, and it obscures the divinity. We are all divine, but that divinity is hidden by our negative qualities. So it is what that so because of the pressure, our divinity is hidden, and what happens? The person starts to be pulled downwards towards the lower three chakras of money, sex, and food. So it is only by the determined effort of will, by self-discipline, and by introspection, we can recover our lost divinity. So how can we do that? Because it is not easy. Because the one reason is that we have developed these negative qualities over the period of many lifetimes. Because of our desires, because of our ambitions, because of our wrongdoing, physically and mentally, we have many negative qualities. And as long as we have these negative qualities, we cannot find God. We cannot find that highest happiness. In order to find that highest happiness, we have to become free from all these negative qualities. So, how to do that? You all know the answer. One is pray and meditate sincerely every day. That is one thing. Second thing, try to live a conscious life. Try to do introspection. What did I do today? Why am I attached to this thing so much? How can I become free from my attachment? What should I do? Do the self-analysis, do introspections. Along with prayer and meditation, slowly, gradually, we can become free from all our negative qualities, become more pure and divine. We can go into the inner chamber of silence when we do that. But it takes time. But remember, it took many, many, many lifetimes to make ourselves the way we are in this life. So now, within few weeks or months or few years, we cannot reach to that highest level of divinity. It takes time. So we have to have lots of patience. And the basis of these 9 steps of perceiving divine love is patience. Because Sabri, the tribal woman, she waited whole life. From young age, she became until old. Every day she was waiting for Lord Rama to come. So she had lots of patience. So we need lots of patience. It is the must-have quality on the spiritual path. We cannot reach that state as quickly as possible. So keep that in mind when you are traveling in the spiritual path. Now, the bottom 3 chakras, we are under the clutches of the bottom 3 chakras, and we have to become free from these clutches of bottom 3 chakras. How to do that? How can we become free? First, bottom chakra is money. Now, we live in this world. We need money to sustain our life, to support the life of our loved ones. We need money. So, Kriya Yoga doesn't tell us not to earn money. We need to earn money. But when you earn money, don't be too greedy, and always keep in mind that this money is temporary. A time will come when time will come to leave this body, the money is not going to go with me. So it is only temporary. So you don't be attached to the money. Now again, remember one thing, that we should try to hammer this thing in our mind every day. Otherwise, if we just know that, money is not going to go with me, it doesn't help. But if we keep telling our mind every day, then slowly, gradually, it gets into our mind. Then when we eat food in God consciousness. Most of the people, how they eat food, they may be reading the newspaper like this, or reading some book and eating food. Or nowadays in the modern time, people are looking into cell phone, reading news or whatever, right, reading some email and eating food. So this is not the way to progress on spiritual life. So when we eat food, while eating food, we should feel the taste of the food. And we should think, feel, and pray, internally pray to God, oh God, my teeth are still intact so that I can chew the food. And you have given me good digestive power so that I can digest the food. There are many people in this world who have very poor digestion. They cannot digest food very easily. There are people who are suffering from many illnesses, diseases. They cannot enjoy food. Oh God, you are so kind. You have given me good appetite to enjoy the food. So if you keep, Kriya Yoga is not just sitting down for half an hour or 1 hour or whatever, or 15 minutes, closing our eyes and try to meditate. Kriya Yoga should be 24 hours a day, all the time. Try to remain in God consciousness state. Watch the breath if you can. Try to do that. Okay, and then the second chakra, which is the very powerful chakra, the sexual center. Now, let me, I talked a little bit about it last year, but this is so important that we must understand this very well. There are some people who sacrifice everything from their life, their family, their money, their job, and they choose to live ashram life, the simple life in the ashram, and they take the vow of celibacy. Now, if these monks and these ashramites, if they sincerely pray, meditate, and try to remain in God conscious state, watching the breath, and follow the instructions of Guruji, then they will be protected by God and Gurus, and they will help them to transform their sexual energy into spiritual energy. So that is a special case, because if they follow the instructions of the ashram life and try to follow simple life, try to follow celibacy, then they will be helped. There's a special case. But then there are other types of people who want to enjoy sexually, because we all want happiness. But there are some people who want to enjoy sexually with many, many partners. Now, the people who are of a righteous kind of attitude, or who believe that no, we should not have physical sex with more than one partner, they may feel contempt. They may become scornful towards those people. Don't try to do that, because remember that everybody wants happiness. Now, these people, because of their ignorance, they do not know that this is wrong. And in that ignorance, they engage into sexual activity with many people, and they absorb this powerful energy, sexual energy from other people, and that creates big chaos in their energy system in their body, for which they have to pay dearly in the future. But feel compassion, pray to God and Gurus of God. Please help him to realize that this is not good, and help him realize that this will create a lot of suffering in the future. Those people who are righteous-minded and who have only one person as a physical partner, sexual partner, then they should also, with mutual consent, try to observe sexuality. Try to practice sexuality in moderation. If they overindulge into sexual activity, that later on, that may manifest in the form of health problems, disease. But on the flip side, people know that the sexual energy is very powerful, very precious. It gives us vigor and vitality. So they do not want to waste that sexual energy to the second chakra. So many people try to suppress that sexual energy. That is also very bad, because first thing, that God has given us sexual desire, because he wants to propagate the species. He wants to continue his creation. So he has given sexual desires. So we should engage in sexual activities in moderation, not overindulge, not completely suppress it, but in moderation. Because many people who suppress, not many people, but some people who suppress this sexual energy, they have ended up in asylum. So in moderation. And also keep in mind that when I enjoy sexually, it gives me temporary pleasure. It is not permanent. But if I can transform my sexual energy into spiritual energy, not waste it too much, through prayer, meditation, and conscious living, God conscious living, then it can be transformed into spiritual energy, and that spiritual energy, and then we can unite with God into spiritual energy. So there will be a spiritual union, and the joy of spiritual union is 1,000 times more than the temporary happiness of sexual pleasure. Just keep that always in mind. And this spiritual union gives joy, happiness, bliss, pure love for eternity. It's not temporary. So that will help us. Also, when there is sometimes uncontrollable sexual energy, there are ways to to overcome that. You can, most powerful techniques are the uh, the Mahamudra and Kriya Pranayam and Jyoti Mudra. So do several cycles of Mahamudra, several cycles of Kriya Pranayam. It will help us to calm down our sexual energy. So that is one thing you have to keep in mind. Now, it is not necessary for everybody to um, to uh, find God. Some people say, no, I'm not in a hurry to find God. I will just, be happy if I can keep my mind peaceful and calm. If I can be free from worries, anxiety, stress, and strain of life. Some people may say, no, if I can be healthy, I'm okay. Some people may say, okay, if I get some more money, I can be happy. People may meditate for a different goal in mind. So those people, they can take their own time. But remember that to find God, we have to completely transform the sexual energy into spiritual energy. It may take long time, depending upon how much effort we make. Uh, so it may take anywhere from 1 life to 10, 15 lifetimes, or 50 lifetimes, or 100 lifetimes. It may take a long time, depending upon how much effort we make to reach that state. But if we are not in hurry, that's fine, because God is not in hurry at all. God says that you can only find permanent happiness when you transform this sexual energy into spiritual energy, and then only you can find it. So, if you want to take your own time, it is okay. Whatever God has given us complete freedom, it's okay whatever you want. Because, it's like this. When a child is playing with the toys, mother looks at the child and she becomes happy. Oh, my child is happy playing with the toys. So she says, let him play with the toys. I have a lot of work to do. Let me finish all the work. But after some time, when the child becomes tired of playing with the toys, and when he cries for mother, when he cries for the love of mother, then mother leaves the work behind and runs to the child, picks him up, takes the child in her embrace, and comforts the child. Similarly, same thing with us. We are like children to God. So when we are very busy with our toys of worldly objects, God says, my child is enjoying these worldly pleasures. Let him enjoy. I am very busy. I have to take care of the entire universe. So I'm very busy. I'm not in hurry. But when we become tired of these temporary worldly pleasures, it will happen sometime. If not now, maybe after 50 lifetimes or 100 lifetimes, we will be tired because this is temporary happiness that doesn't give us permanent joy. So we'll be tired sometime in our future life or in this life. And then we will sincerely try for reaching God. And we should reach a state when we will not have any interest in any other activities. We will be completely detached, non-attached to everything in this world. And the only thing we want is God. We should feel that pain of separation from God because we came from Him and we have to go back, and we should feel. When we reach that state, we are very close to finding God. And so that state we have to reach. It may take time because, as I said, we have developed these negative qualities from over the period of many lifetimes. So we have to wait for that. But if we want God immediately, then we have to try make much more effort so that we can quickly reach that higher state of happiness. Um, okay, if a child, if you give him, let's say, toys on one hand and $1 million on another hand, what the child will pick? Child will pick toys because he doesn't know the value of $1 million. He's happy with the toys. But when the same child grows up and becomes adult, now give him toys and $1 million, what will he pick? He'll pick $1 million because now he knows the value of $1 million. And he says with $1 million, he can buy many toys. And at that adult age, he is not interested in toys. He's interested with money. He can buy many things, worldly objects, worldly happiness through this money. Similarly with us, we are like little children for God, to God, and we are happy when we are given the choice of $1 million, that is God, on one hand, and then toys or worldly objects on the other hand. We are um, we choose toys because that's our, we don't know the value of $1 million or value of God. But when we grow into the highest level of consciousness, then we know the value of $1 million. Then we know the value of God. We know that with God, when we have God, we don't need anything in this life, because once we find God, every mystery of the universe is revealed to us. We are completely satisfied forever, for eternity. We don't need anything else in this world. We just want God, and we are happy with that. So when we grow to that highest level of consciousness, we will be free from these worldly objects. So now, so in essence, the life of a person following the path of love is like that of a young child. Rama also urges us to depend on God. That doesn't mean that we fold our hands and don't think of, don't do anything. We have to do everything possible to accomplish whatever we want to accomplish in life. We cannot get anything without making efforts. So we should make our efforts. And after we have made enough effort, all the efforts we can, then leave it to God. So God, I have done everything that I can. Now it is up to you. So that's what he means. The Rama urges to depend on God. That's what he means. Because even when, no matter how grown up we might be, we are still children of God. And we should try to play our role properly in life, while remaining in touch with God through prayer, meditation, and conscious living. Now, we play many roles as a father, mother, wife, husband, children, employee, boss. So we have to play each role properly, while at the same time within us keeping the touch with God through prayer, meditation, and conscious lifestyle. So this is what we have to do. So now, after expounding these 9 forms of devotion, Rama said that anyone who possesses any one of these 9 steps is very, very dear to me. And if one possesses all the 9 qualities, then his life is fulfilled. So this is the path of love, 9 steps. And at the basis of that is patience. Sabri had to patiently wait for Lord Rama for a number of years, from young age to old age. So we have to have lots of patience on our spiritual path to reach that highest state of happiness. Thank you very much. Now for 15 minutes, let us pray. Let us meditate. It is a general meditation, not Kriya Yoga meditation. We'll do that for 15 minutes. So let us close our eyes. Breathe normally and watch your breath. Breath is going in, breath is coming out. Watch. Who is inhaling and exhaling? As we discussed, go into the inner temple of silence. There is silence inside our head. Go into that inner temple of silence. God is there in silence. See, try to feel the presence of God. Feel that calmness. That is God. And in that calmness, the divine sound is coming from there. See, can you hear God's talk? God is continuously talking to us. Listen to his talk in the silence. Divine sound, continuous. Now, Take slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring peace within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Spread pure love around you. Slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring peace within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Spread pure love around you. Slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring peace within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Spread love all around you. Slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring peace within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Spread pure love around you. Slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring peace within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Pure divine love around you. Slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring peace within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Pure love around you. Slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring peace within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Send love all around you. Now, take slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring peace within. Hold the breath. Holding the breath, bend forward and exhale. Normal breathing. Remain in a bending position. Concentrate inside your head, between the two eyebrows, about 3 to 4 inches inside, or about 8 to 9 centimeters inside your head. Inside the head, there is extreme silence. Go into that silence. Feel that silence. From that silence, that continuous divine sound is coming. See, can you hear the divine sound? Concentrate, love, feel, try to feel it. If you cannot hear the divine sound, just listen to that silence. Be very alert. Do not allow any thoughts in your mind. If the thoughts come, just observe the thought. It will pass by. in the silence inside our head. Gurudev says God cannot be found in noise. And so many people are talking, shouting, God is not there. God can only be found in silence. Go into that silence. Speak love. God is love. Now take slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring pure love within that you have felt in silence. Keep it within you. Sit up. Exhale. Normal breathing. Take slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring pure love within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Spread peace around you. Slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring pure love within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Give peace to everybody. Slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring pure love within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Give peace and calmness to everybody. Slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring pure love within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Give peace to everyone. Slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring pure love within yourself. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Spread peace all around you in the entire world. Bring peace, give peace. Slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring pure love within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Spread peace all around you and in the world. Slow, long, deep inhalation. Bring pure love within. Slow, long, deep exhalation. Spread peace, calmness everywhere around you and everywhere in the world. Normal breathing. Breathe normally, but try to observe your breath. Breath is going in, breath is coming out. If you are going deep into that soul center between the two eyebrows, about 3 to 4 inches inside, or about 7 to 9 centimeters inside your head, if you remain there in that inner silence, you will perceive calmness, peace. Remain in that silence. God is there. Remain in His company. You are in the company of God. Feel that God's love and joy. If you are deep within, your breath will become very feeble, very slow and tranquil breath. Open your eyes. Still remain inside your head in that silence, with your eyes open, with a blank look. Feel that peace within and pray for everybody else. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pasyantu, ma kaschit dukh bhag bhavet. Let everybody be happy and healthy. Let everybody see the auspicious sight. Let there be no share in sorrows and suffering. Let everybody be happy, peaceful, happy, healthy, peaceful, joyful, loving. There's so much suffering in this world, particularly in Ukraine, Eastern Europe, Russia. In that part of the world, people are very suffering a lot. Pray for their peace and calmness. Pray to God so that everybody lives in peace, calmness, and happiness with love and understanding. Thank you. Jai Guru. God bless you all.